with the top news across the campus of Marshall University in the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications, JMC TV presents MU Report.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for this edition of MU Report Fall 2024. I'm Kaden Bonecutter.
And I'm Evan Green. MU Report is a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. And we create content within an organization called JMC TV. You can catch this broadcast anytime on YouTube. Now, on to headlines.
Team Jacob WV is leading the fundraising efforts for the Marshall University ALS Clinic. Jacob Harper is fighting a rare form of the disease and is now receiving care at Marshall's Clinic, which is the only ALS Association recognized treatment center in West Virginia. They have raised $6,000 for the clinic to be used to purchase equipment.
In the art world of Marshall University, the School of Theater and Dance will present A Doll's House at 7:30 p.m. from October 16th through the 19th in the Francis Booth Experimental Theater in the Joan C. Edwards Performing Arts Center. On Friday, October 19th, the School of Art and Design will host Art Careers, Public Art, a mini-conference held in the Visual Arts Center highlighting the world of regional public artists and featuring guest Becky Borland. The Carter G. Woodson Lyceum at Marshall is hosting the 2025 Black History Month poster competition for students in elementary, middle, and high school. The deadline for submissions is 10 p.m. on November 15th, and the theme is African Americans and Labor. The competitions are open to Marshall University and all K-12 students, who may submit one entry per student. For more information about any of these, check out the links in the description below.
Marshall students will soon experience a midterm break for the first time in their college career. The break will allow students to have a long weekend shortly after the midterm. As Baylee Parsons reports, students are looking forward to having the time off.
For the first time in the university's history, Marshall's academic calendar has a midterm break. The break will occur October 10th and 11th, giving students a 4-day weekend in the middle of the fall semester. With exam season approaching, students say books are not the only thing on their minds.
I'm going to go back home to Beckley, and we're thinking about going and visiting the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
I haven't been able to sleep in since the semester started, so that'll be exciting.
While the break gives students 2 days off at midterm, it also turns Marshall's typical 14-week semester into a 15-week semester. This change comes following suggestions from faculty needing more time in the classroom. Students, on the other hand, say they're just happy to have time off before Thanksgiving.
You've got Thanksgiving and then you've got Christmas back to back. We had Labor Day earlier, but in that middle there's nothing to really break up the monotony.
Having the break in there, it breaks it up, but I also don't know that I want to go longer in the end. I feel like by the time that I get to the end, I'm just ready to be done, so it's like dragging out.
Marshall has already released the academic calendar for the next 3 school years, and it's official. Fall break is not going anywhere anytime soon. Baylee Parsons, MU Report.
Election season is upon us, and young voters are preparing to make their voices heard. Some students are casting their vote for the first time in their lives. As Caden Adkins reports, students are eager to get out and vote.
I'm registered to vote because I believe it is my civic duty to vote.
I think it's really important for college students to go out and vote this year because this election will guarantee our education for the other 3 years of our college career, especially if you're a freshman.
It's important for you to get out and vote because we are the upcoming generation. In a few years, we're going to be in the workforce. We're going to be the people paying taxes if you're not already. So it's important for us to vote so we have a say in who's in power and who's going to be over our taxes and over our lives, essentially. So we need to be the ones to decide that.
I think that college kids, their voice matters. I think everyone's voice matters, but that is including mine and all the college kids here on campus.
I would say the same. It's often looked upon that younger kids don't have much knowledge about politics, but I would argue against that, and I think our voice is as important as anybody else's.
Go vote! Woo!
Marshall University is a designated voter-friendly campus and offers students the resources needed to prepare for election season. West Virginia voter registration ends on October 15th. Caden Adkins, MU Report.
Naloxone, also known as Narcan, is a nasal injection used to reverse the effects of a drug overdose, which is more vital now than ever. September 26 is known as Save a Life Day, which aims to provide information on how to prevent an overdose as well as provide free Narcan.
There are different locations set up across the eastern United States, and we do naloxone trainings all day and give away Narcan. Today we have given out almost 150 boxes of Narcan, so that's 150 lives that could be saved.
As the semester nears its halfway point, students have been left wondering, what happened to Marshall's bikes? The bike program will soon return to campus with some changes to help improve the program.
As the weather starts to change and students begin to seek out ways to spend less time outside, one of Marshall's free travel options for students is set to return, the Marshall Bikes program.
The first semester was a big hit as far as students using the bikes and riding them. We were really impressed with the usage, and so was the bike share company. So that went absolutely perfectly. What didn't go well was that there was some user error, people not locking up the bikes when they finished riding, and then there were some issues, software issues on the bike share company side as well.
The bikes are set to return to campus sometime in the next few weeks, and will include new security measures such as 24-hour verification to help keep the bikes from being stolen or used by non-Marshall faculty or students.
Really excited to have the bikes back on campus, especially as somebody who has to travel from each other end of campus very often. I have to go from Smith to business school, or sometimes even further, like Harris Hall. I think that access is really nice and just really accessible and allows me to get to class quicker.
I think that the bike share does do a lot to address mobility needs, especially with the addition of bike lanes on Howe Greer, and they'll soon be adding bike lanes down 3rd and 5th as well.
The return of the Marshall Bikes program will provide both students and faculty with a convenient means of travel around campus. And the precautions added to the program will help prevent theft and keep the bikes safe. Evan Green, MU Report.
Football traditions run deep with Marshall fans. As the Herd faces off against Ohio State University, tailgaters got together to celebrate. The Marshall Central Ohio Alumni Association hosted a tailgate where the feud hits a little harder.
It's not an event that happens often between these two schools, but when it does, it's a very special moment. Marshall University's football faces off against Ohio State, leaving many fans divided.
Yeah, my brother-in-law graduated from Marshall, so he came in from Florida for the game, and it's having some friends that graduated from Marshall come in. So we live in Columbus, and I graduated from Ohio State, so we decided to make a party of it.
Despite the short 2.5-hour drive, Marshall and Ohio State has only played against each other twice. The connections between the two schools leave even families picking sides.
First off, I'm from Columbus my whole life, and I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be amongst the sea of green today. My wife is a dual degree from Ohio State, so we're a house divided for sure.
Marshall fans are flooding tailgates and are excited for the game, as it will have an impact on Herd athletics and community support.
You know, Marshall always plays big games. Every year they play big games, either home or away. This is something special for Central Ohio because all these years I've been here, every time I see a Marshall person in the store, I go Herd, and they always give it back to me.
Caden, Bonecutter, MU Report.
That's all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. Our director is Emma Gallus, and our executive producer is Dr. Chris Swindell. Our newscast content is generated by us students in the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. MU Report is a television lab, and we are glad you're watching. You can always catch this newscast on YouTube. And be sure to follow us on Instagram at JMC_TV for all updates. I'm Evan Green.
And I'm Caden Bonecutter. Have a great day.